Well, good day to you. Hope the day finds you well. Oh, kind of a busy weekend. Somehow this radio followed me home. I wasn't looking. It's, you know how it is. You touch it, and then before you know it, it starts following you home. Anyway, I kind of have the Isle of Misfit radios here at my house. It's all stuff nobody wants anymore. It's probably about one step away from the trash bin. I got this at an auction for $1. And I thought it might make a fun little series. This is a pretty basic AM radio. This is one of the many children from modern mass production. It's the AA5. That's the All-American 5. That kind of comes from the fact that the radio has 5 tubes. There really are only 2 types of these radios. There's the older style with the bigger 8-pin tubes, and then the newer style with the little peanut tubes or 7-pin tubes. They're pretty basic. And if there was a corner to be cut, that was maybe it was cut. The chassis are pretty inexpensively made. The cases are a little interesting. One of the first things that'll probably happen is somebody will put on here, "Oh God, get a variac or get an isolation transformer." These sets can be dangerous to work with. Nothing that an average person in a little caution will take care of, though. They don't have any power transformers in them, so they're plugged right into the wall. Sometimes if you have a 50-50 chance of the chassis becoming hot. If you'd like to watch one of my other videos, there's a video on hot chassis. This set probably applies. But for the most part, they're an okay little set. There's a lot of these things around. There are probably millions of them still floating around out there. And even if I can't repair this set, it'll be an interesting source of some parts. Buying an old radio is kind of like buying an old car. One of 2 things or both things will need working on: the body or the chassis, the case, or the engine or the guts of the thing. So I thought I'd make a little series out of this, kind of step you through it. This is pretty much kind of the steps I go through to get these back on the road again. I usually don't buy too many radios for myself anymore. I get enough in for repair, and unless a set is really interesting or ridiculously cheap or appears magically on my doorstep while I'm away, I very seldom go actively looking for these sets. I paid $1 for this, and it's got a big crack on the top. There's a big crack on the back. The back's hanging off this thing. It's just full of dirt. I think somebody used this as a vacuum cleaner bag. But it ought to make an interesting little kind of jumping off point for a little series. So if you want to sit back, I'll kind of dribble these out in some semi-logical order, and you kind of follow along. And maybe after you watch the series, spring is springing at the time of this video. It's starting to get pretty warm out. It's the season when all the new trees come into bloom and all the plants start growing and all the garage sales and estate sales start popping up. So maybe you can get away from your computer, or get out there on your bike or your car or on foot, see what you can find. You might find something fun to play with. Anyway, take her easy, and we'll see you a little later.